Good morning. This meeting of the Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby called to order. This meeting is being held at the offices of the Louisiana Tax Commission at 1051 North Third Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and the time is 10:01 a.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Shahardi,
Here.
Commissioner Potier,
Here.
Commissioner Jeffers,
Here.
Commissioner Vercher,
Here.
Commissioner Wood,
Here.
5 present and a quorum.
Thank you. There being no old business to take up at this time, I will accept a motion for the approval of the minutes of the February 8th, 2023 meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes of the February 8th, 2023 meeting.
We have a motion for the approval of the minutes of February 8th, 2023. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now consider change orders.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today, we have a total of 1,363 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and request to approve 1,258. We'll place 29 in pending status, deny 5, and defer 71. Reasons for rejection: 3 in Cattle Parish for applying a homestead exemption on a LLC, 2 in St. Tammany due to no occupancy date provided by Hicks. Reason for deferral: 71 in Orleans referencing a supplemental role. We would like to defer all change order requests from Orleans which reference a supplemental role. Staff requests approval of these change orders.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would move that we accept staff recommendations and approve 1,258 change orders, place 29 in pending status, defer 71, and deny 5 for the reasons given.
We have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now consider prior pending change orders.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today, we have a total of 95 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 95. Staff requests approval of the prior pending change orders.
We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept staff recommendation, approve 95 of the 95 prior pending change orders.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now move on to our hearing on the motion for leave to file the appraisal report in Regency Intrastate Gas LLC. And that is the 2019 appraisal report.
Good morning, Angela Adolph representing Regency Intrastate Gas System LLC.
Yeah, if you can, y'all pull the microphones as close as you can to make sure all of us can hear you.
And Brian Etikin representing the respondent assessors,
The assessors.
the assessors. Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Adolph, you're the one asking for leave, so I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Well, thank you. First, I was not entirely sure that I needed to ask for leave because the order that came out after I had filed the report said that you guys in December. This was about 3 or 4 weeks after we had already been notified that the hearing was going to be reset for March. There's no requirement in the rules, either in 2019 or today, that appraisal reports be provided to the assessors during or prior to the close of the open roll period. I'm not aware of any particular documents or line of questioning or anything that Mr. Eddington would have that would be responsive or in rebuttal to that he would not be able to present as a result of the short delay. So I'm not really sure what the prejudice would be by admitting it late. I would submit that it is still submitted far, far in advance of this hearing date. So I feel like there's ample time to, propound any discovery, undertake any depositions or that type of thing. At this point, we really don't have time to do that with the hearing date looming, but I would submit that if in fact that's the commission believes that that's warranted, I would simply say reset the hearing date and allow Mr. Eddington to conduct whatever discovery he believes is necessary, and we'll come back when it's concluded. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions? All right, no questions. Mr. Addington?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Brian Etikin on behalf of the assessors. We have two objections to the admissibility of this document. First, it was submitted after the deadline set in the pre-hearing schedule. In fact, Ms. Adolph didn't even request leave to file this document until 3 months after her deadline lapsed. She says there's no prejudice, but that in fact is not accurate. Just a couple of days after Ms. Adolph originally tendered the appraisal to the commission, an order came out noticing the rescheduling hearing, and it didn't say that everything accepted is filed. It simply said that no further documents are filed. There are some documents. They're not impeachment. They are rebuttal evidence for the completeness of the record that I would have filed, specifically the correspondence with Mike Smith, the tax rep, the architect of this. I also would have filed the appeal documents, I'm sorry, the protest documents with the Board of Review and to the Tax Commission, all of which show that everything they were applying for up to that point in time, while their appeals for 18 were still going through the court, was the same request they had submitted to the assessors, again, based upon the Price Waterhouse Cooper impairment analysis in the Alinta sale, and finally, copies of the 2018 rulings. Those aren't impeachment documents. I will not have an opportunity to submit them now. The more fundamental problem is that what Regency is attempting to do is submit an appraisal for 2019 that was prepared in 2022. Ms. Adolph says that there's no requirement that this be submitted to the assessor. That's simply false. There's this vast body of case law that talks about the fact that evidence in support of a request for obsolescence must be submitted to the assessor. It's been upheld recently. Matter of fact, in the most recent Regency case at the First Circuit Court of Appeal, that they have to submit this. Again, this is a 2019 appraisal that was prepared in December of 2022. And what's significant about that is if you go back and look at the 2018 ruling, this tax commission entered, Regency litigated all the way to the Louisiana Supreme Court. Their obsolescence request was rejected. The information they submitted, and this isn't speculation, this isn't arguing facts outside the evidence, it's all in the record. The obsolescence claim they raised with the assessors for 2019 was the same claim they had raised in 2018. Now that their litigation has come to a conclusion, they're simply attempting to reboot it by raising a new claim for the first time on appeal based on an appraisal, again, prepared in 2022 for the 2019 tax year. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Well, it has generally been the policy of the commission to allow parties to introduce their exhibits even under the circumstances that we find ourselves with today. Admitting the appraisal does not get to the merits of the appraisal, nor necessarily to the timeliness of the appraisal, but rather would allow the parties, the taxpayer in this case, to go ahead and make that appraisal part of the record. What happens to the appraisal in the hearing is left open to the hearing, the March 1st and 2nd. That said, unless the commissioners have any questions, I will make the motion that we allow the 2019 appraisal to be submitted and made part of the record.
Mr. Chairman, will I be afforded an opportunity to submit rebuttal evidence.
Yes, absolutely. And let me,
I could do it tomorrow, so.
no. I just, let me, I made a motion. Let's deal with that and
Certainly.
then we'll come to that. Mr. Hoffman, do you have something that you? We can include that in the motion.
I do not.
I mean, because that would certainly cure any prejudice argument that you have.
Yes, it would. No, that would cure the prejudice component.
Okay. All right, well, let me withdraw my motion, resubmit my motion, and say that we will allow the 2019 appraisal to be submitted and made part of the record. The merits of the appraisal will be discussed as necessary at the hearings, which are scheduled right now for March 1st and 2nd. And is there anything else you want us to include or give the assessors leave to submit any response?
My goal is to get them to you tomorrow. If you could do it, give me until Friday, just.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
That's
don't
fine.
rain,
That's fine.
flat tires.
Yeah. Anything, look, anything anybody wants to submit, you got till Friday. How's that sound? More? Huh?
Don't do that to
Huh?
Drew.
Okay, all right, we'll limit it to the assessor. All right, we'll limit it to that then.
Dodged a bullet there, Drew.
All right. I think that's my motion. Somebody explain it to me? Okay, that was my motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you all for coming in this morning.
Thank you.